Certainly did not expect to see anything like that.
Welcome, all you beautiful people and adventurous gardeners. I'm Brett. I'd like you to join me as we take a road trip to upstate New York. Together, we will have an experience that is sure to indulge the senses and ignite the wanderlust in all of us. Our expedition begins as we meander down a winding hill. Stites Tunnel, a recently rebuilt thoroughfare, is quite a feat of engineering. The roadway passes under the historical railroad bridge atop of Paradise Creek. Derelict resorts still spark the imagination to this day. If you need a back massage or just enjoy having your brain rattled, Scenic Pennsylvania 380 is a washboard which doubles as an interstate highway. A sprinkling of old beaver ponds have altered the roadside landscape. You may find drive-by birdwatching an enjoyable pastime activity. Osprey and herons frequent these wetlands. Greater than the slight inconvenience of construction zone traffic is the knowledge that the next trip on this road is going to be a smooth one. Patience pays dividends when we trade in our mindset and exchange minor inconvenience for the luxury of new asphalt.
Joys of driving a Prius. The tank was just about on a quarter, 29 bucks, 7.5 gallons.
Talk about life goals. Imagine being able to pin an aircraft to your roof. For those who can have their cake and eat it too, I guess why not just buy the aircraft? Thank you, Mom, for the thoughtful gift of pasta salad. I shall savor it, for I know some don't get a break and some don't get to eat at all. Now, I'd like to talk to you about something serious. The elephant in the room. No, really, look! And just like that, you realize that you in fact do not have a dandelion problem. Pure gold. What a sight to behold. As we approach the old farmhouse, a feeling of nostalgia sets in. I could feel you breathe a sigh of relief with me. Ah yes, we made it. Now, the real adventure begins. When you fear nothing, it's never long before you find your first friend. Serpents throughout history have been demonized by ancient mythology, but the truth is stranger than fiction. We are talking about the constellation Ophiuchus, which was imagined as the serpent bearer. I prefer not to judge a book by its cover, as these intriguing, flexible bits of creation keep rodent populations in balance. If you live near a forest or surrounded by farmland, you already know what it's like playing cat and mouse. Slither on, my friend. If that last clip made you nervous, this dazzling spectacle of light off in the distance ought to help bring you back to ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, tranquility. There's community nesting boxes perched atop posts throughout the garden. Martins, swallows, and even bluebirds live rent-free in these prefab homes, adding a bit of color and a lot of playful banter to the landscape. A pair of turtles bask in the glory of the sun as they utilize a beaver-felled tree protruding from the edge of the pond. This mountaintop oasis is speckled with ponds, many of which were crafted by the previous steward of the land, a farmer named Arden, who is said to be a very eclectic and thrifty fellow. A local favorite pastime is ATV riding. Gracious landowners with adjoining properties allow access to an extensive trail system. This provides an opportunity to respectfully explore the terrain without the constraints of fences or the fear of trespass. I think the horses next door were headed out for a little jaunt of their own. Looks like someone is beekeeping up here, and a pair of Canada geese have taken up residence for mating season. Can you blame them? Look at that view. Looks like quads really are the Swiss Army knife of off-road vehicles. Timmy the cat has taken a shine to it for its ability to provide a bit of respite from the midday sun. How do you turn 3 goldfish into 3,000? Well, put them in your pond, of course. Have a gander at this unintended fish hatchery. If anybody wants a goldfish, or 10, or 1,000, I know just where to get them. I couldn't resist making one last stop before supper. Another endless field of dandelions was just calling my name. Despite humans and their obsessive-compulsive habits driven by the manufacturers of poisonous chemicals who portray a beautiful lawn as this monoculture of green grass, I beg to differ. So would any connoisseur of clean organic eating and the makers of dandelion wine. Upon arriving home, the allure of the pond became the evening choir, where the spring peepers were on soprano and the bullfrogs carried the bass line. Once the sun gave way to the dark of night, I sat and watched what is called the full flower moon due to the abundant blooms that occur as springtime in the Northeast is in full effect. Like clockwork, every dawn the birds all sing about the anticipated arrival of the sun. Above the moon setting to the west, a faint red hue could be seen illuminating the sky. As water vapors evaporate and coalesce, they condense into low-lying clouds which blanket the valleys between the ridgelines, nourishing all the flora. Like the softest linen swaddling an infant, Mother Nature is sure to care for her own much the same way. Take a look around. Notice how the buds on the trees represent all the colors of the rainbow, and how the steam rising off a lake at first light is the same as the warm beverage in your hand at the start of each day. Inhale the sweet scent of all the apple blossoms and just feel the light of the world reach out and touch you as it dances upon the needles of a white pine grove during the golden hour. It's not hard to see how indigenous peoples and early settlers chose where to put down roots. With the topography, natural resources, and the seasons as their guide, this fertile land was settled just southeast of the Finger Lakes region. Sitting on the dock lives a boat which belonged to a family friend. His memory will forever be ingrained in me as one Thanksgiving, He told me we were going to make a beverage run, but instead decided to drive every horse, cow, and goat path on the mountain in search of antique junk instead. While bizarre at the time, it is now a hilarious and cherished memory. In memory of Howie, we decided to go on a spontaneous adventure and locate a much overlooked roadside attraction. Just cruising down the road here and happen to see a roadside attraction I have to share with you.
That's just fantastic. Certainly did not expect to see anything like that just driving down a country lane, but wow, what a sight to behold. Very fortunate people that live in this area get to enjoy this whenever they'd like.
A midday cruise around the block revealed a telltale sign of where an old farm once stood. This field-grown oak tree withstood the test of time. Better snatch 40 winks while the opportunity presents itself. Peace and solitude be my guide. Evening tends to arrive without notice, but around these parts, that's not when the day ends. That's just when the bonfires begin. Less is more when it comes to camaraderie under the stars. A birthday celebration is underway. Friends and family assemble at a neighbor's recreation pond to camp out for the evening.
Just want to get a nice shot of the fire here.
I was at 8. If I get a window sometimes maybe a little farther. Yeah.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. Well, I can attest to at least one of those three things. I'm not sure why I wasn't blessed with good health, and I've never been eager to surrender freedom for money. Quality over quantity and time spent volunteering were my mission statement. I have a long resume of hospital visits and failed body parts with the scars to prove it, yet somehow, nothing has ever managed to deter me from the pursuit of my goals. I discovered long ago that happiness can't be bought and isn't something you need to search for. It's a state of mind, and it lives within all of us. The real secret is that it's a choice. If only they taught useful information like that in school. Someone once asked me if trees could talk, what would they say? My response was in typical Brett fashion. I said their actions speak louder than words. Hundreds of years this tree has supported the life of thousands of creatures, all without the expectation of getting anything in return. When I grow up, I want to be like this old pine tree, showing its age but proudly standing tall, ready for more. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to show your support. I enjoy reading your comments as well. This is your friend, Adventurous Gardener, saying, if I can do it, you can too.